everyone, so final video review for this week is for Scene of the Crime by MJ Williams. I did post my Goodreads review the other day, so if you do want to check that out, if you're on YouTube there is a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So, Scene of the Crime by MJ Williams. Not the crime I was expecting, let's put it that way. I was pleasantly surprised. I picked this up because I loved the cover, and I do still love the cover. I think the cover is absolutely beautiful. But like I say, I was expecting more of a crime scene, but what I got was actually pretty different, and it was interesting. It was really interesting. It's basically a story about Cullen, and she finds herself in the centre of an unfolding crime when her girlfriend Sarah is accused of murder and arrested in connection to a case of sort of supplying drugs. So it got really heavy really quick, and blindsided, Cullen kind of finds all of this really hard to process, but the investigating detective that turns up to sort of question Sarah happens to be an old high school friend. So she's like an old connection, not an old flame, so not someone that Cullen's been in a relationship before, but an old friend from school. So like they're old acquaintances, and it gives them a bit of a chance to catch up and realise that they have feelings for one another. So Detective Julia, she's quite determined to set Cullen free from her sort of entanglement and relationship with Sarah, and to catch this woman. And with Cullen's support, she sort of works towards that goal, to prove that Sarah's guilty, because Sarah is very elusive in that respect, and Cullen just can't believe that Sarah would be involved in all this drama that Julia is saying that she is. And so it's that sort of road to proving somebody guilty so that they can get the happy ending that goes with it. You know, the justice is served, and the two characters that have been sort of impacted by the toxicity of the drama can, you know, have that happy ending that they really deserve, especially Cullen. So this story was really promising, like I say, and the initial introduction to the setup was really highly intriguing, and the plot held a lot of mystery. I just wasn't expecting that from like the first page, and that's exactly what we got, and I really enjoyed it. It became quite focused on the relationship between Cullen and Julia rather than the crime, and it sort of detracted a little bit from the main story, but then that main story was very heavy, so it was almost like a light relief in there. And some parts did feel a little bit rushed because they were very much focused on the relationship element, and MJ Williams was exploring that more than she was the crime. So suddenly things would have happened, development of the case, but not necessarily explored as thoroughly as you might expect if this was solely a crime novel. So it was really good. It was a really gripping story, and the plot was really something that kept me wondering, because you just weren't sure. The language used was really simple, and it was really easy to follow. It wasn't overly complex, which again, with crime novels, when they start getting into the nitty-gritty of a crime, it can be quite difficult to keep up with some of the jargon that can be used, and this just used very simple language. And a lot of it was the interaction between Julia and Cullen in sort of going over the facts again and again and again, because Cullen really just was not understanding. She was understanding, but she couldn't believe, I suppose, that Sarah would be involved in such a devastating thing. She was really quite shocked by it. You could tell the way her character sort of reacted to everything. It was all one big shock for her, and her processing it was a lot of her time spent with Julia and a lot of that relationship development. So it was really easy to follow, it was really easy to read, it was really easy to keep up with the events that were going on. But like I say, it did have quite a heavy theme. So the drug use and the sort of intent to supply, the crimes being explored here were very heavy, in terms of that some readers might feel uncomfortable. I, however, didn't find it uncomfortable. I don't find anything like this uncomfortable. I find it really intriguing, because it's not a world that some of us are exposed to. For somebody to give insight into that, even if it's very basic insight, it's like watching police drama. It's exciting. It's not violent. It can be violent, but it's not violent in this sense. And so for me, I can see, like, it's crime that I can enjoy, if you like, because I'm not worried that I'm going to be hiding behind my fingers because the scene's too graphic. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, and I don't get that when I'm reading. That's why I love to be able to read, because my own imagination can do what it needs to do and I can switch it off. But when you're visually seeing things like television, this would be the type of crime story that I would watch on television, because it's not too grim and I can, you know, just get on with it. And it's very relationship focused rather than crime focused. So it wasn't too detailed, and it was important to the story, so it was necessary to have all that, which MJ Williams really handled quite sensitively as well. So if that's something that you're worried about when you are considering reading this book, it's not given in any detail to the point that it's given, but it's very sort of told and not it's not so much show. It just happens, and you just know it's happened. So the really cute relationship moments made this more of a romance than a crime novel, which I really liked, and it helped to sort of really lighten the mood, because the whole drug use and thing is very dark and heavy. And even though at times it was very conflicting, because obviously Julia's investigating, you could sort of say that Cullen is involved with the suspect, so there's that conflict of interest, which again, that sort of added to the angst and made it all that more dramatic, and you sort of got the feeling that all might not end well, and therefore it sort of really left you questioning how harmful this could all be in a bigger picture for Cullen as a character, like how this could harm her potential happiness, as well as having impacted her entire life. So the main character, Cullen and Julia, they were really cute together, and although their relationship came with the complication of potentially getting in the way of what Julia was trying to achieve for her career, and in getting Sarah convicted, it really added all that drama that you needed to make a romance novel. And although it was difficult for both of them, and added strains to their feelings, and their actions and their emotions and how they handled this whole situation, it was still a nice story. And if you want romance that then has an underlying subplot for something else, with a theme that's not too heavy or graphic, then this is a really good novel for you, because it's very romance centered but has that subplot of crime. And I really enjoyed the story. I really hope that in future we'll see more from Cullen and Julia, because I feel like we've only sort of just scraped the top with them, because there was so much going on here whilst their relationship was new and being established. So there is potential that for them to have more freedom to explore that relationship now, I guess, and it would be great if we got to see them again in future. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Scene of the Crime by MJ Williams. If you've read Scene of the Crime, it'd be really great to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to know how you found the story and how you found the theme and everything. So get involved, comment below. It'd be, like I say, great to hear your thoughts. If you haven't read it yet, but it's on your to be read list, or you're planning to read it, or you're now really interested in reading it, again, it would be great to hear from you, so please comment below. And if you do decide to go and grab a copy of it, I really hope you enjoy it. Bye!